Welcome to the February the 12th, 1991 taping of It's Happening in Grand Prairie. We have such an exciting show for you today. And before introducing all that we have on the dais here today, we're going to begin with a very special lady on the very end that is our anchor lady today, Barbara Benson, who is the principal of the Turnpike Christian School. Welcome, Barbara. We're glad to have you on board today.
Thank you, Ruthie.
Wonderful. There are many good things that are happening at Turnpike School, but I believe you have a special message of a fundraiser and a good time for all in Grand Prairie. Would you look out into your camera and give us a rundown?
Yes. We are very excited about a program that we're going to have going on next Monday at the Mazzio's Pizza. It's on Highway 303. On that day, everything that Mazzio's takes in the way of pizza sales and their food sales, a portion of that will go to our Turnpike Christian School. This is sponsored by our PTFA organization, and it helps us a great deal to purchase items and things that we need for our school. It opens at it opens at 11 and goes till 9 in the evening. And those of us from the faculty and staff will be acting as waiters and waitresses and general gophers that day, so we will be in obvious sight that day.
Wonderful. And Barbara, before we leave you to go to the other portion, would you tell us a little bit about Turnpike Christian School? Where is it located, and what grade levels do you have?
Turnpike Christian School is located at 1102 Northwest 7th. This is our 12th year of operation. We go from age 3 up through the 5th grade. And we offer an alternative to parents wishing excellence in education for their children, along with Christian education also.
Do you have a magic telephone number in the event that anyone in Video Land?
Yes, we do.
Okay, go for it.
Area code 214-262-5375.
And how long have you been their wonderful, illustrious principal?
This is my 3rd year as principal. I came to Turnpike Christian School in 1984 in the capacity of teacher, and I taught there up until 3 years ago.
Wonderful. One more time, the magic date, time, and place of this wonderful
Monday,
fundraising.
February the 18th, from 11 till 9 p.m., 11 in the morning until 9 p.m. Please come and bring your family and eat pizza. We just would be very happy to have you come and join us that day.
Thank you, Barbara. And they have a wonderful salad bar also.
Yes, they do.
You bet. Thank you very much. And now, the Boys and Girls Club of Grand Prairie, Texas. Kind of a new kid on the block in a sense of the word, but not very new, right, Mr. Perry Pruitt, the president of the World of Boys and Girls Clubs?
Well, we are relatively new, but not so new. Boys and Girls Club has existed all over the country, and as of January 1990, Grand Prairie has its own Boys and Girls Club, and we're really excited about it, and we're just happy to be on your show today.
Oh, that's right. And you have brought a very famous young man as your guest today. I'm going to let you tell a little bit about him and introduce him, and then we'll ask him a few wonderful questions. If you would do that, do us the honor of introducing Tim for us, would you?
Well, yes, today with me I have 2 very important people in my life and the life of the Boys and Girls Club. Martha Wright Post on our far right here, and Tim McKyer. Tim is very special to me because he's from the area. He's originally Port Arthur, Texas. He's a graduate of UTA, played in the last football team that they had there. And Tim has also gone on to be a very famous football player for several years, 4 or 5 years with the San Francisco 49ers, and he was intricate part of that team and won 2 Super Bowls. So
oh my!
We're real proud of Tim.
Did you let him bring his Super Bowl ring today?
Well, yeah, he kind of flashes it.
Oh, he kind of flashes. Isn't that vulgar to flash a Super Bowl ring like that?
You know, I played a little bit in my day, and he oftentimes reminds me that I wasn't as good as he is.
Mm-hmm. You don't have one of those great big knuckle dusters?
No, but Saturday night, if the people come out, in which they should, to support our event, our fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Club, they'll get to meet some guys with 4 of those.
You're just trying to outdo yourself today, Perry Pruitt. Well, let's leave you for just a moment, bypass our famous football player in the center section, and go to Martha. Martha, how are you involved in this, young lady?
Well, I'm also on the board with Perry. Perry has been on the board much longer than I am. He was very instrumental in the opening of the Boys and Girls Club. The club at the current time has 600 members. Opened within a month, had approximately 100 members. The hours right now of the club are Tuesday through Friday from 3 to 8:30 in the evening, 3 p.m. to 8:30 in the evening, and on Saturdays from 10 to 3. During the summers, the hours expand and the club is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. We're very pleased with what the club has been able to accomplish in the short time that it has been opened.
You have a great big fundraiser coming up, I believe, this Friday or Saturday night. Give us the details, then we're going to come back and let Perry give a pitch. Then we're coming back to Tim and talk with him a little while.
Our fundraiser is Saturday night, February 16th. It begins at 7 p.m. It's going to be held at South Grand Prairie High School. The fundraiser is billed as a steak and burger dinner, and what we will have is the patrons who purchase tickets will eat hamburgers with a baked potato and a salad and all the trimmings, and the Boys and Girls Club members that are allowed to come will get a steak dinner. The purpose is a twofold purpose: a fundraiser for the club and a morale booster for the students, for the children. The more tickets that are bought, the more Boys and Girls Club members that are allowed to come. So it's very important that people buy tickets and that we have high volume turnout from the city of Grand Prairie so we can allow as many of those 600 members as we have to attend the fundraiser on Saturday night.
That's wonderful. All right, let's get to our center guest on the hot seat. Mr. Tim McKyer, I know that you're called on extensively to assist in things like this. How does a celebrity react when you get all of these good requests?
Well, it depends on that individual. You know, a lot of guys, are very wary about accepting that responsibility of being looked up to. I mean, whether we want to or not, I mean, kids look up to us, and we're kind of like thrust into that mode of idol, and kids really look at everything we do. And to see a guy like myself come in, you know, really grew up hard, just like a lot of the kids that are in this boys club, and it's just wonderful for me to be able to give my time and money and whatever I need to help someone else, because I was in a lot of those kids' predicament, being underprivileged and being poor, and it's just great to be able to go out and do whatever I can to help them, and I accept that challenge wholeheartedly, and we just hoping that we get a whole lot of support from the people of Grand Prairie, because it's important that we support our children, because, you know, it's going to be a time, to a point where, you know, it's going to be unsafe for all of us who are comfortable to go out if we don't reach our kids. And, you know, I'm happy to accept that challenge.
Wonderful, Tim. It's a delight hearing a young man of your dignity and your stature making a statement such as that. That should impress the boys and girls that watch our show. And Mr. Perry Pruitt, how do you feel about this, with all this celebrity surrounding you and you with no big knuckle duster, and you have named some more celebrities that are coming to be with you?
Well, first of all, I'd like to tell you, I told you Tim was special. Tim was the very first celebrity that came to our aid when we first organized, and we needed a name to draw people out so that we could raise money, and Tim was there for us, and we thank him for that. And this year we've grown to such a magnitude in numbers, and our reputation for helping kids has gotten such, we're ranked in the national numbers of Boys and Girls Club, that I call on some of my old friends and college mates, Joe Green for one, Mean Joe Green, as most people know him. He's one of those guys that'll have 4 Super Bowl rings, and he's an Hall of Famer to boot. Joe will be there as our anchor person. We also have a real good supporting cast. There will be Dwight White, Mad Dog Dwight White, who also played on those 4 championship Pittsburgh Steelers teams. Ron Shanklin, who also played with the Steelers. Chuck Beatty. And I even went further back in my own career and invited people like Carl Garrett. There'll be Mel Blount, who's also a Super Bowl 4-time Hall of Famer. I mean, you know, we've got some people that are coming into this city from faraway places at their own expense, might I add. And I like to say this for all those people out there that think professional athletes are overpaid, crybabies, spoiled. These guys are coming into this city at their own expense. We're not paying anybody a dime to help us raise money to help save our kids, to show our kids that we care. And I think that's very important. And one of the reasons they're doing that is because Boys and Girls Clubs are so fantastic and help developing young men, such as Bud Webb, such as O.J. Simpson, just to name a few that have come out of Boys and Girls Clubs.
That is wonderful. And to think of them footing the bill for all of this.
Yeah,
Now, Prairie,
right.
you did some very giant arm twisting or...
Begging. Just call it like it is, Ruth. It's begging.
Yeah, that's it, just begging. But isn't that wonderful that you can do that?
Well, you know, I go way back with a lot of these guys, but most of them, they're personal friends, teammates, what have you. And we just love, we love kids, and most athletes do have that spirit about them. And I'd like to give you a couple of tickets for Saturday night, and hope you and Mr. Jackson come and cut a step for us. And
All right.
be our guest there at the club.
All right. I think we can handle that.
Well, thank you.
Really appreciate that. Appreciate having you on the show. But we got to let Martha give one more big pitch about the time, date, and place, and then we're going to come back and let Tim talk to the young people about really hanging in there and possibly getting the benefits of the Boys and Girls Club. Would you do that, Martha?
You bet. The event Saturday night is a steak and burger dinner, February 16th, 1991. It begins at 7 p.m. Will be held at South Grand Prairie High School. Our lead speaker will be Mean Joe Green, and we will have a silent auction and some other exciting items for people to look at and think about and come spend some money on.
All right. Tim, as our famous one here today, would you look out into your camera and talk to the boys and girls a couple of minutes about how important it is to let them be seen at the Boys and Girls Club, to let them know whose side they're on?
Yes, really, kids, you need to come on out. We got big famous people. We have world champion, guys who've started small and ended big, guys who have rings like this.
That's it.
I don't know. Mine might be the better looking one, but
That's it.
if you want to come out and have a real good time and learn what it takes to make it in this world, because there's a lot of pressure on you young people now, and you need to learn and listen to people who've been there and who can tell you that if you just stay in school, stay away from the crowd, and listen to your parents and do all those things to help you become successful young people, because you're gonna grow up, you're gonna be adults, and we want you to be successful, productive citizens. And we care, and they can say whatever they want about professional athletes, but we really care, and we just want you to come out and have a good time and learn, because you never know where's life gonna lead you. And there are guys like myself, Mean Joe, and Mel Blunt who really care, and we just want you guys to come on out and have a real good time, and it'll really be worth the while.
Thank you very much, Tim. It's wonderful having you as our guest today. In 1 minute, Barbara, give us the time, date, and place of the Mazzio's activities that you have going.
Mazzio's Pizza on Highway 303, Monday, February the 18th, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. And a portion of all proceeds go to Turnpike Christian School.
Wonderful. Thanks, Perry Pruitt, for
you.
bringing us this lineup of wonderful guests. It's been just super having you all with us, and we want to thank you all for being on the show, and I know you're going to contribute to our scholarship for the kids, aren't you?
We are.
Oh, thank you very much. And we'll be right back.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land, and sea.
Cromwell Smith of the great state of Texas. I'm proud to be serving with America's finest. You, the proud, the Marines.
We're delighted to bring you the last portion of our show today. We have some very important guests. on a two-part show. First of all, we're going to bring you Nita Drissel, who is a vice president of the Optimist Club here in Grand Prairie, Texas. Nita, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ruthie. Thanks for inviting me.
You bet. And Billy Clark, and you're going to name drop your president and some of the other important people that are pulling together a very exciting show. What's coming down for you?
On the 22nd of February at 8 p.m. at Chambers Auditorium, our club is sponsoring the Foggy River Boys music concert. Foggy River Boys is a very special show. It's a family show. Everyone will enjoy it. They sing gospel, western, 50s music. Just a wonderful time.
All right. Now, the Foggy River Boys, I believe they're from Branson, Missouri?
From Branson, Missouri, yes, that's right.
Do you have the number of times that the Foggy River Boys have been here helping to raise funds for the Optimists so that y'all can do good stuff for kids in town?
I believe it's something like 7 times now.
Oh, that is
and
great.
Every time they come, more and more people come to help us raise funds for the Optimist Club.
All right. Would you like to give us your president's name, where you meet, and what you do to get to become an optimist?
Well, to become an optimist, you have to be an optimist. Our motto is Friend of Youth. We sponsor a lot of youth activities. We sponsor a Boy Scout troop, a Girl Scout troop, an essay contest in the public schools, a Just Say No program, Young Texan and Texan program for senior high school recognition and scholarships, an oratorical contest, and a 3-day leadership conference for sophomores in high school. The Optimist Club meets at the Western Sizzler Steakhouse at 6:30 p.m. on Monday evenings. And if anyone would like to join us there, we'd be happy to see you.
All right, just bring enough money to pay for your lunch the first time, and then it is an exciting adventure in optimism, isn't it?
Yes, indeed it is, and it is for men and women these days.
Yes, and as a vice president, you're one of the first vice presidents that I've known in the optimist circles, and congratulations, Nita.
Thank you.
And I believe you have your own business. I believe you are a jewelry designing artist.
Yes, that's correct.
That is great. Wow, we're glad to have you on the show today, and if we have time when we finish with our other 3 wonderful guests, we're going to come back and let you pitch one more time things for optimists like the Foggy River Boys. All right, now, from the Northeast Community and Home Community Improvement Association, we have the president sitting between 2 beautiful young ladies. And Mr. Clyde Chase, we want to welcome you to the show today, young man.
Thank you, Ruthie.
Great. And Rachel Sines, we're so glad to have you here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yes. Now, Rachel, we've had your dad on the show several times, and he is held in high esteem, and we just know you're going to be exciting on the show, too.
Thank you.
All right. And today we have a brand new person, Lavelle Henderson, a counselor at both Houston and Lamar schools, and we're delighted to welcome you, Lavelle.
Thank you very much.
All right. Front and center, Clyde. What's going on with Northeast area?
Well, Ruthie, we're a fledgling organization in Northeast Grand Prairie. We have been in existence. We have our corporation and our charter from the state in about, or I think we got it last year, pardon me. And we are dedicated to the establishment of a community center in Northeast Grand Prairie.
That's going to be the main goal, but in the meantime, when we can't raise big bucks to get our community center, what do you have coming down very soon?
Well, very shortly, the next 3 meetings, we are going to be involved in a gang type program that the police department is going to be putting on at the 3 elementary schools in Northeast Grand Prairie. Rachel might want to elaborate on that.
I'm going to ask Rachel to elaborate.
And we have some various other fundraiser projects that we're getting ready to kick off. They're still in the forming stages right now, so I'm a little hesitant to really commit us on anything.
Good, good. All right, Rachel, formerly from Fannin, but now I believe from the Lamar area.
Right.
Tell us what you do at Lamar.
I am a 2nd grade bilingual teacher at Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
I am also the secretary of the PTA, and we have our meeting tonight at 7 o'clock. Those are the Lamar parents.
Yes.
And Also involved. I'm the secretary for the CIA, the Northeast Grand Prairie Community Involvement Association.
Yes.
And this month, our meeting is next Thursday at Jefferson at 7:30, and we're doing the gang program that the two policemen are involved with. And LaBelle will tell you more about the program because she has seen the program before presented. The PTA of Jefferson Middle School is really presenting this, but we're kind of doing it in conjunction with them because we couldn't. The policemen are so busy doing other stuff right now that they're kind of doing it all for that area of town right now. And we're inviting all the people from that area of town and anybody in Grand Prairie that would like to go. It's supposed to be an excellent gang program. And we'll kind of tell a little bit about our organization before the program starts. And that will be this next Thursday, the 21st at 7:30 at Jefferson Middle School.
And that's Thursday, the 21st at 7:30?
Right.
All right. I've got to get all of the right times down here because I may want to come to that. Okay, now let's get on with LaBelle. And LaBelle, would you look out into your camera and tell us your role in working with the police department on this gangs program and anything you'd like to say to invite people to this, would you?
Sure, I'll be glad to. I'm a counselor at Lamar Elementary and also at Houston. We are primarily interested in reaching the families of the students and also the students themselves and informing them of some of the ways that the gangs are instrumental in getting some of these kids involved. The resource policemen that we're talking with are letting us know that there are a lot of kids becoming involved in this, not really understanding how this is going about. They're using a lot of different approaches to involve them. And also, they're giving parents ideas of things that are happening as they're being enticed, some of the things that they might look for, ways that the students might be able to evade some of these issues. And also, once someone is involved, they're also trying to give them ideas of how they can go about working with this. So all in all, I think they're doing a really good job. These are the two Grand Prairie Independent School resource policemen. We'll be having Bill Erder from South Grand Prairie High and David Hooper from Grand Prairie High School.
That's wonderful. Would you like to name drop your wonderful new principal at Lamar that we have new in our area this year?
Yes, Dr. Tony Lawrence, and Dorleen White is our principal at Houston Elementary.
Wonderful, wonderful. We always like to name drop our principals because they're the caretakers of our boys and girls during the hours when they're at school, and we appreciate them so much, and thank you for name dropping that.
I think we might want to name drop one other new principal in that area. Dan Menchaca is the new principal at Fannin Elementary.
Yes, we were going to get to Mr. Dan because I called him my principal because because he is in my territory. I live on Myers Road, and of course Fannin School is very dear to me. All right, let's get back with just a minute to Clyde. You're with Say So Inc. here in Grand Prairie, Texas.
Yes,
a very well-known business that's been very good to Grand Prairie. You're in the sign business and signal business and other good stuff, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am, we are. And the company, quite naturally being employed there, I have a tremendous amount of respect for them. The company is a sponsor of Fannin Elementary School. We are dedicated, along with the others in the community, to the education of our young children.
Oh, that's wonderful. And we salute Say So for that, and we salute you. You don't even live in the Northeast area, but that you will come and want to work for and to help us provide a place for our boys and girls in the Northeast area. I think that's wonderful.
Well, thank you. I think it's important also, Ruthie, to realize that the Northeast Grand Prairie Community Improvement Association is not, has not been developed strictly for the youth, although that is our prime concern. But, you know, we are there for the entire community, for the elderly, for the senior citizens. I have spoken with some folks up there that they've tried to get some things through and they haven't been able to accomplish that, so possibly with the cooperation of all of us we can get some of these programs done.
All right. Are you pulling in Travis Elementary into this area? And we need to name drop that wonderful principal.
Yes, ma'am, we are. We work with Fannin and Travis and Lamar. We meet as Rachel said, we meet the third Thursday of every month, and we rotate it between the three schools.
And we better name drop the principal of Jefferson also that's doing good stuff and hosting us this time. Would you like to do that, Rachel?
Yes, the principal at Jefferson Middle School is Greg Farr, Mr. Greg Farr, and the principal at Travis Elementary is Mr. Van Bevers.
And all of those have worked beautifully, I know, in concert with the Northeast Area Association. And you know that we have to appreciate them very much because they get the word out to the parents about these things. All right, let's get back one more time then down to the end to Nita. Would you like to go over the time, place, and date of the Foggy River presentation?
Yes. The Grand Prairie Evening Optimist Club wants you to come to the Foggy River Boys concert on Friday evening at 8 p.m. at Chambers Auditorium. You can call for tickets, area code 214-262-4041. Tickets are $9 reserved, $10 at the door, and $5 for children. Please come.
All right, now, Nita, if I wanted to buy tickets to this, there is a downtown ticket location, isn't there?
Yes, it's downtown in Fred Bryan's office at 114 Main Street.
All right, that's 114 East Main, just a little bit west of the Uptown Theater.
That's correct.
Yes, and that's where you get your reserved seats, right?
Yes, although you don't have to pick them up. You can just telephone in and pick them up at the door.
Wonderful. You have that magic telephone number one more time for the reservations.
Area code 214-262-4041.
Wonderful. We want to thank you for being on the show. Now we're going to get back with our other three guests, but it's wonderful that you would come. And did you name drop your president of Optimist?
Our president is David Glazner.
All right.
The chairman of the Foggy River Boys Committee
is Billy Clark. Wonderful.
Yes. Yes.
We want to thank them for all the time they give for this wonderful group that does good stuff for boys and girls. All right, Mr. Clyde, we'd like for you to look out and talk to the folks about how important it is to come to a program such as the one that's designed for Jefferson Middle School and how it can help them. You're a real good salesman for Say So, and I know you can be a good salesman for this product.
I think I'm just a good salesman. I like to talk a lot.
That's it.
But my children first are grown, okay? And I really feel that all of us have a payback that we owe the community. And my children graduated from Grand Prairie High Schools. I'm not a native Texan, but that's where they graduated from. And they've done a super job. The kids in our community are the ones that are going to take our place in time. The gang programs that we're doing and working with the kids, I think you really need to go and talk to some of the teachers at the schools and some of the principals and really hear some of the programs and some of the problems that exist. I know at City Council last Tuesday night I mentioned that I had one of the principals tell me that a young girl had been reprimanded in school, and in so doing he had placed her in the office. He walked out of the office, the principal did. He came back and he couldn't find a young girl, but he could hear a little sniffing sound under his desk. And the young girl was a 3rd or 4th grade student, and she was sitting under the desk with a bottle of liquid paper, sniffing it. Oh, okay. And that's a real problem, and those problems really exist. They're not things that we make up. They're real in this world.
They really are. And as we close this portion of our show, before you all make your contributions, I'd like for Rachel to give this in Spanish, if you would, please, Rachel, an invitation.
Okay. Nada más quería anunciar que este día 21 de febrero, el jueves 21 de febrero, vamos a tener un programa de las gangas, y la programa va a estar en la escuela Jefferson a las 7:30 de la noche, el día 21 de febrero. Ojalá que pueden venir todas las madres y padres de los niños. Gracias.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you all for being on the show today. And this is Ruthie Jackson reminding you, and would you all join me, it's happening in Grand Prairie.